Greetings to you. Greetings and welcome to Uncensored Guyana. I am Dr. Prasad, your precious gift. And when I say your precious gift, I mean your precious gift, because I treasure you as much as you treasure me. We do this together. We keep Guyana trending for the positive reasons. We do that together. I work for you, and you like the videos, you send your hearts, you comment your love and appreciation, you tell me where you're watching from, and I'll put an extra. I want you to, in the comments, say what is it you like about Guyana. Not for me, because we have a lot of people from around the world that tune into my broadcast. They tune into our show. So I want the folks from the rest of the world, the other continents, to understand that there are lots of things about Guyana that we are proud of. So I want you to comment and say, make it a short sentence. What is it you like about Guyana? I know what you don't like. You don't have to tell me that. I want to know what you like about Guyana, our country. That's it. So today I want to focus on something that is of importance. And because it is imperative that I feature that, I ask for your undivided attention. If you have anything planned, just put it off for now. For the next hour or so, put it off. Stay tuned. Because we have to go through this together. But like always, let's get the bad stuff out of the way. Before you start the movie, before you start the lecture, matter of fact, before you start the wedding ceremony, you get rid of all the toxicity, the noisemakers, the troublemakers. You get them out of the room because you want to make sure that those who are remaining, they are in one accord, united for the purpose to which they're there for. I'll get these things out of the way. What we saw trending over the weekend, whether it was a fake video or real, because it was not AI generated. These are two real individuals in a video playing with guns, as in weapons, where one of them, who later we learned, I have not seen any official statement from the Guyana Police Force to acknowledge that incident, but some newscast carried it. So let's speak on behalf of them. If there's anything to do with liable, then the newscasts have to deal with that because they're the ones who keep pushing it. Let's speak after them. I'm speaking after them. The content of that video that was live streamed were two individuals of African descent, Afro-Guyanese, in some shabby shack somewhere. And based on the condition of the environment, you can tell that's a ghetto somewhere, playing with guns and singing or lip syncing or repeating the lyrics from one of these demonic songs out of Jamaica. I'll deal with that just now. And luckily, not the word I'm using here, it was very fortunate. It was a good thing that one of the criminals shot himself in the head. That was not accident. If it is true, if the video is true, and the content of the video is as it is reported, then that is justice being served on the Guyanese people before their very eyes. We should thank the universe for that. The rest of them should follow. Based on the newscast or news sites, that now deceased criminal was wanted by the Guyana police force for murder. He was wanted. He was a wanted man. And based on the information circulating about that case, he faked his death before. He faked his death before, only to evade law enforcement in Guyana, to hide from the police. So if he's dead, they can't pursue him. Now he's dead by his own hands. He tried to fake the second one, but this time it got him in the head. This time it got him in the head. Bravo. That gun should get a medal. They should take that firearm and put it somewhere as a symbol of justice. Whoever he murdered, the families that are waiting justice for the person that he is accused of murdering, allegedly under arms or robbery under arms, they have received their due justice. What the police must do now, I'm saying again, if the story is credible, what the police need to do is to pursue the other one in the video. Pursue him, find him, give him the option to. Let him play with the gun, put it to his head. Follow his friend. Criminals in arms. If that's not an option, don't give these people bail, man. What's wrong with the Guyanese justice system? The other day, the Attorney General, he received so much computers and laptops and from these American spy agencies, donating all of these equipment. I mean, computer hardware, software. Imagine you're taking, anyway, donating all of these software to Guyana for the Justice Department. Is that going to solve crime? Attorney General Alan Landela, I mean, upgrading the system, updating the system, getting technologies, is that going to solve the crime? You have all these smart cameras all over the place. The smart city. Almost every house has a camera. Don't you think the criminals know that? Every day they're being caught on camera committing crime. Every day. Don't you think they know that? But look at what they do. Cover their faces. Somebody needs to tell these fools that a retinal scan can also be done. So while you cover your face, your eyes are still naked. They can get your profile from just your eyes. They don't need to see your whole face. AI, artificial intelligence, can determine who you are based on a scan of your eyes. And from the video, they can scan your eyes. They can make a screenshot, scan your eyes. So all them thugs from the ghetto that is encouraging these losers and telling them to cover their faces and go commit crime, let them understand their eyes. That's all that the law enforcement needs. Access to their eyes. And since they don't cover their eyes, how are they supposed to be getting away with this crime? Now, Attorney General Alan Nandala and the justice system, you had the opening of the judicial system the other day with all these judges and lawyers and magistrates parading around the place. What kind of justice do they serve Guyana? All of these lawyers and magistrates, I mean, attorneys and whatever. What kind of justice do they deliver to the Guyanese people? Every year they have a parade. Crime is still on the rise. You just ain't catching the criminals. Murder is still there. Road accidents still on the rise. Domestic violence still on the rise. What are we talking about here? If you change the penalties associated with all of these criminal activities, change the penalties, make the penalties more dramatic, cinematic, just like the movies, don't you think them Negroes will stop? Don't you think they will stop? You have these two fools on camera. He's a wanted fuck up, a wanted criminal. And he is on camera, on the internet, playing with firearms and all the other illegal guns in his possession. Which country criminals risk that kind of stuff? Jamaica, of course. Trinidad, yes, them niggas there do the same thing. Black islands, black countries, countries that are dominated by black people, Africa, the Caribbean, yes, the Negroes do those kinds of shit because the laws are stupid. The justice systems, they're absent because all the people, every time from the president to the police are corrupt in these African countries. But Guyana is not an African country. But why is this allowed? Why these people think they can do this in a country like Guyana? Why? Because of the fucking laws. Because of the consequences that the laws, that the consequences for crime. That's why. 80% of the lawyers are black. So whenever these criminals commit a crime and they are arrested by black police, whatever they put in the books as the offense, they're charged based on that. And then they get a station bail, and they go to the court and they get court bail because they can access black lawyers just like that. Most of the time on credit, or they have somebody paying their bail. Maybe the PNC has a fund, a nigger fund, that they allocate monies to pay for these criminals when they're caught committing their crimes. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they have that, because if it was justice the way it is, how are they committing crimes every fucking day, man? Every day. They don't give society a break. These blacks don't give society a break every day. They're terrorizing the country because the laws are stupid. The laws are stupid. Look at Iran. Just for protesting hunger, they are hanged by the state. The government, the police, arrest and hang them. Just for that, and that's not a crime. In Iran, is a crime. But the penalty, just to come out and say, I'm hungry, you are arrested and put to death for that. And you have them fucking niggas in Guyana on the internet waving guns, and you can't find them. And when you do find them, they get bail. They get bail. Examine the statistics of crime. Examine the statistics of crime in Guyana. All crime, from drugs to what they call simple larceny, to traffic violations, domestic violence, self-abuse. Examine the statistics. You had yesterday or whenever a black woman, a pregnant black woman, committed suicide at the hospital, jumped, went out on the balcony, on the veranda of the hospital, looked down, saw the distance, and something told her to jump. And she jumped, and she's dead. A black woman, pregnant. She didn't just murder herself. She took 2 lives, her own and the life of the unborn child. Black. What's the justification now? The baby daddy didn't want the child. She got dumped. She made a mistake. What's the justification? I mean, her body, when you look at her picture, her body is covered with tattoos. Tattoos. So what, we're supposed to not shame the dead? Look at the history of the practices of these people. Look at their lifestyle. You can predict their future. Look how they live daily. You can determine what their end would be like. But when they meet their end, you're supposed to like, oh, you got to be more sensitive. You can't just say that over the dead. But while they were alive, and you're counseling them, you're warning them, you're advising them, they know it all. They cuss you out, they threaten you, they send bandits to your house, all of that they do. And multiple men running in and out, regular girl, whatever. That's the life they live. Again, who was the victim? A black woman. Crime, suicide, robbery, murder, drugs, unrest, looting, protest, name it. Black people. Black people. This is 2026. And look what is trending out of Guyana. Look who is making the headlines and for what they are making the headlines. Nothing good. And these are the people, the Afro-Guyanese are the people who love to know what God thinks about you. God is going to sin you as if they know what sin is. And by the way, for those idiots who think they know what sin is, let me tell you what sin is. Sin is the name of Yahweh. Sin is a short word of the Mount Sinai. You know, the mount where Moses went up and get the 10 commandments. Yeah, well, sin, A-I, S-I-N is where this S-I-N came from. S-I-N is the name of the mountain that Moses went up to, according to the Bible, to get the 10 commandments. It's the worship of the devil. Sinai or sin AI. So if you think you talk about God is going to sin somebody, which God? What sin? You niggas always think you know shit. You also know that God is going to free Azriddin Muhammad. You knew that God would have made the PNC to win the 2025 elections. All the shit you know. Yeah, God is this, God is that, God is this, God is that. Which fucking God? Which one? If it's the one you worship, you need to dump that God because they ain't doing nothing good for you. If it's the God that you black people worship, you better get rid of it. It's not doing anything good for you. Because look at the headlines out of Guyana. Look at the headlines. Cursed. So the God you worship has cursed you. You are a cursed people because nothing good is coming out of the African diaspora in Guyana. They fucking out of Guyana, in Guyana. Nothing good. Churches, a bunch of prostitutes, a bunch of criminals, a bunch of lazy fuck-ups and sellouts. Okay? That's what's coming out. And the evidence is what you see every day display on social media. That's what you see. So you sit around and judge everybody else, condemn everybody else, while the rest of the world is moving on. You're sitting there, you're bitter, you're plotting, you're conspiring and ganging up to rob and steal and kill, while the rest of the world is moving on. Now, if I didn't make that clear enough, let me help you to get it a little clearer. If the Afro-Guyanese, fuck it, if black people in Guyana don't abandon the PNC and step away from the cursed party of Azzuddin Mohammed, if the black people don't ban these Jamaican music from playing on their fucking phones, if they don't do that, and these black people don't boycott all these Jamaican shows that they bring into the country, these filthy shows from these low-life artists talking about singing, if they don't do that, and they don't stop going to those churches that are lying to them and taking their money and deceiving them, when at the same time putting curses on them all the time, if they don't stop doing that, there is no good future for Afro-Guyanese. None. There is no good future. You will continue to get worse and worse and worse, and all the sins of the rest of the world, you're going to carry it on your shoulder. You're going to take on all the bad things from the other races. You used to say that only Indians commit suicide, right? You're like, oh, that's an Indian thing, suicide. Who is doing it now? Indian people want to live now. They're living. You used to say Indians are the one with drugs and all these kinds of stuff. Who is in the news caught with drugs? Indians. So what happened? You're taking all the bad things from the Indians, and the Indians are taking the good thing from you? Why are you so stupid? Why don't you be smart as the same Indian people that you're criticizing? Be smart like them. Take the good thing from them. They're going to school, right? Then go to school. They're opening businesses. Open businesses. They're supporting each other. Support another black person. Take the good. There is nothing good with prison. Absolutely nothing. And you have this woman, the mother of the 13-year-old criminal that was about to rob two senior citizens, 81 and 79, something like that, and was shot in the ass. Luckily, got him on the ass. She wants justice. Imagine that. And she is now claiming that I didn't raise him like that. I know he had some issues and I reached out to the social services to help him, but they say he was not 14 yet. Woman, before he got to 13 years old, you fucking breastfed him. Before he reached 10 years old, he's under your care. From the time you push him out to age 13, he's under your care. It's your indoctrination that caused him to become a potential murderer at 13. It's all on you. Don't blame society. Don't blame the government. Fucking justice. That's the justice he got. You want justice? He got justice. Justice is served. You're lucky that he's still alive. So if you have more children, let them see what happened to him as a lesson. But he has to face the consequences for your mistake as a mother. And for all them women who think they know, black women who think they know, I said before, and I'm going to say it again, and I'll keep saying this. If you fuck a first-class male, you are going to produce first-class babies. If you fuck ghetto lowlifes, scums, and scraps, that 13-year-old murderer, potential murderer, that's what you produce. Ain't no way you can put in bananas and give birth to a crap hole. Ain't no way. You sow bananas, you reap bananas. You sow a frog, you get a crap hole. Simple as that. Don't blame the government. You better be lucky that he's still alive. And I hope he spends a long time in prison for your mistake. Instead of sitting around waiting on fucking cash grants. Cash grants. The president got to stop letting these Negroes control him. You're smarter than that, President Ali. Like I said before, your base needs your attention. Your base needs your attention. Now, we have the issue here that is pending of the new opposition leader. What's her name? Tabitha Sarbo Haley. Tabitha. The new opposition leader. Fuck Ajruddin, man. He's done. He's a goner. Forget him. Them niggas don't want to see him as anything. You see who's following him now? Some low-life Indians, or Kuli. Let's call them Kuli. A few low-life Kuli. That's his audience now. They're walking around with him. He give them some rum. You know, he buys some rum. What they call the rum? Rum. And they're walking around him. Yeah, you see, that's it. The government is not, they have a script. Just one sentence. And when he talks, yeah, they don't want me as opposition leader. They don't want me as opposition leader. When he talks, they're saying, yeah, the government don't want, yeah, the government don't. Because the blacks abandoned him. They just showed him that, hey, Dr. Prasad was right. You don't trust the niggas. They spend the money out, they eat the food out, and they forget you. I was right. I'm always correct. I said that the Tabitha woman, the daughter of David Hines, is going to be the next opposition leader. I said that, didn't I? This is why President Ali said just about a month ago, he said, who said it's going to be a he? Could be a she. The man is subtle. I mean, speaking of subtle, have you seen his wife? Damn. Have you seen that woman? It ain't the presidency. I can tell you that. It ain't. And hey, President Ali, don't take credit for that. No man can make a woman look that fine. No man. We know what we men do. We stress the fuck out of the woman. And all them bombs that is coming her way on social media, all them accusations, conspiracy theories, and all them shit that is coming that woman's way. And the fact that she can still find her peace to look that fine ain't Ali. You don't get credit for that, Irfan Ali. That ain't nothing to do with you. You are a lucky man to get a woman that organic and original. I ain't talking about the man's wife in secret. I'm saying it in public. Okay? I'm saying I'm complimenting the woman in public. It's no secret thing. So don't go with your twisted mind and think that I'm, no, hell no. I mean, if she was single, I didn't mind, but she's the man's wife. I'm saying this is why they're jealous. You see why they're jealous. You see all them girls that maybe they sucked on the man's dick when he was minister, or when he was, for some favor and stuff. You see how they're hating now? Why couldn't he choose me? I did all of that. I let him go in my ass. I let him come in my mouth. Why couldn't he choose me? Why he has to parade her all over the place like that? What does she think? What does she think? She can look good. She can look good. Yes, she can. And after making 2 children, boy children, she looks damn fine. So if you're jealous on behalf of the First Lady, go fuck yourself. Let the woman enjoy her youth. Because when it comes to women, that stuff don't last too long. In another few years, you know what it is with women, right? They don't stay that way for forever. I mean, men look better with age. As a man ages, he looks better. Everything is better. It's not the same with women. When she passes a certain age, women, then she gotta really put a lot of effort to maintain a certain profile. If not, she's gonna look like Aubrey Norton's sister. Now, Guyanese, like I said before, we will have the showdown coming between the president and the opposition leader, Tabita, the Honorable Tabita Haley. The showdown will come between the two of them in the near future, fighting over the budget. But I want to tell you this, and I want to tailor this especially for the Afro-Guyanese. I'm concerned about you. I'm concerned about you. I want to tailor this especially for you. Listen, in the budget, I pulled up an excerpt from the budget 2026. And I just want to spend some time on a few issues for Afro-Guyanese. You see, the rest of the folks aren't really concerned about cash grants because they're working. They prefer the government invest the money in something that is sustainable, creates employment. Now we have the cash grant that is announced, 100,000, all Guyanese from 18 years old. And that is tax-free. You get 100,000, zero tax. It's tax-free. And since we have a lot of Afro-Guyanese living in Guyana, they will be largely the beneficiary of that. For the rest of us, we won't get it. And since a lot of Indians, they're sensitive and easily embarrassed. So even though they want the money, they're not going to go and register. They're ashamed. They're like, people are going to see me and think I'm starved and I'm a low life and it's 100,000, it's $500, but next time. A lot of Indian people did not register for the cash grant out of pride. I know what I'm saying. Out of pride. They're ashamed easily. They ain't going standing in line as if they're begging. No. They say, okay, let them put it in something else that is for the country. They see like, you know what? I'm not going to register, it will go to charity. But them Negroes, that is one emotion that don't affect them. The feeling of shame don't affect them. That's why they can steal, walk the roads like junkie, behave in such an embarrassing way in public, abuse other citizens in public, but they have no emotions to feel shame. The old age pension that I think is also very important, and we have the government which is sustainable, the Because We Care cash grant for every child, families with children. The pension will be increased $60,000 per month, $300, and public assistance $40,000. Let me linger there for a while. You have a lot of these hard heads, numbskulls, they don't understand. They don't understand how heavily invested the government is in the lives of Guyanese. They don't understand. All they're looking at is cash grant. That's all they're looking at. They're not focusing on the pension, public assistance, Because We Care grants. They're not focusing on that. Just the 100,000, that's what they're focusing on. And they don't mind waiting 12 months to get it every year. They don't mind. The old age pension is every month. Public assistance is every month. Okay? 40,000 by 12. How much is that? 28? Almost 200, 12, yeah, 480,000. Almost 480,000 Guyana dollars is allocated as public assistance money per year to Guyanese. 480,000. One person. That's what the government is assisting people who are having issues with employment and things like that. That's a year. The cash grant is how much? 100,000 per year. Public assistance is 480,000 per year. Per year. Old age pension is 600,000 per person a fucking year. 600,000. Because it's 12,000, it's 60,000 a month. 60,000 per month old age pension. 60,000 by 12 is 600,000. Public assistance is 40,000 a month. 40,000 by 12 is 480,000. And you are stressing the government out for 100,000 cash grant? You fucking bunch of losers. You're not thinking on the bigger picture, are you? You're not thinking. What if, forget about the public assistance, forget it. Take it out of the budget. Let's just focus on cash grant. Then what? Let's just focus on the cash grant. No public assistance. So once a year, you get 100,000 as against 480,000. You stupid Negroes don't think, do you? I understand why. Your brain is unused and you think you have to pay to use your mind. No, you don't. It's free. Thinking is fun. Fun. Nice. Like you go to the Jamaican shows and you dance and you think. It's like that. When you think, you feel good. You feel happy. And it's free. Start thinking. Try doing it. And then you will come up with all of these things that I'm suggesting here. And I'm telling you. So I don't see the justification for the cash grants. I don't see. It's a waste of money, and the president is correct. And I'm not agreeing with the president. This has been my position since last year. Since the first cash grant, I was against it since then. So the president saying it's not sustainable doesn't bring me on board with him. I've been against it forever. But the fact that the government can come and tell Guyanese, look, there are other things that are more important. It's better the government invest in infrastructure, in business, in the economy that can generate more jobs, more revenue, so that the pension will be increased, public assistance will be increased, because we care cash grant will be increased. Yeah, these are all social programs. But you can't just keep taking money from the oil to service all of these other areas. What happens with the other sector? What happens with the other sector? The country has to save money as well. The public fund, money has to be deposited in emergency cases. Please think. And every time the government has to compromise its policies and its principle to calm the situation, because you have all of these demons on the other side, like Norton and this fucking lunatic now, Mohammed, talking about cash grant, cash grant, cash grant, cash grant. They very well know that this thing cannot be sustained. But because that's what these lowlifes want to hear, they keep pushing it. Because their base are lazy, and they are just the type that wants handouts every day. They want to hear that. So they tell their base what the base wants to hear. But these things are not sustainable, man. Free education, who's paying for that? All the programs, all the books, the lecturers, the university, the schools must be maintained. Who is paying for that? You're not, because it's free. Monies must be budgeted to service all of these areas that the government is providing free facility to Guyanese. But somebody has to pay for it. You're not paying taxes. There are no new taxes like the PNC. So where is the money coming from? From debts? From loans? You don't care, do you? As long as you keep getting free stuff and free money, you don't care. We have a smart president and a smart government. And the government can't spoil a damaged set of people by just keep giving them. No, it don't work like that. You have to sustain your economy. If not, you will end up like Haiti, Venezuela, and all these African countries that are heavily indebted. Because why? They're not producing anything. They're not making anything. And all they did is social, giving to their people. And their people themselves are a bunch of lowlifes that has no initiative. Those countries are so indebted that inflation is so over the top, they can't see their way. They have to be continually bailed out by the IMF and the Americans. Do you want that for Guyana? No, because Guyana is not Africa. Guyana is not Barbados. Guyana is not these other black islands or countries. Guyana is a country with a smart government, with smart policies that must think of the future of the country. The fact that the government is building the tourism sector, it means the government tends to bring income from the tourism sector so they can balance the budget and avoid taking loans. It can't just be oil. There is so much more capacity and potential with Guyana. But if you focus on cash grant, give them fucking niggas free this, free that, free this, free that. How is it helping? They're still committing crime. They're still robbing. They're still attacking people. And they're more racist today than they were in PNC time. So how is the social programs that are benefiting largely black people, are helping with the morals of the black people in Guyana. It's not helping. They're worst. So what's the point? Create jobs. And if they don't want to take the jobs, then let the Venezuelans take it. Let the Colombians take it. Bring people from different countries. You give the blacks first. They don't want to work. Let them go on Facebook and fire guns, and the police go arrest them. And they can go and eat and sleep and live free at Cam Street or wherever the other places are. That's all they can think about. And you have to start sterilizing these women, these black women. You have to start sterilizing them. It must be mandatory because they're bringing a lot of kids and the kids are not contributing towards the country. They can't raise these children. They can't mother or parent these children. They leave them to the mercies of the streets, the mercies of the ghetto, where other low-life blacks are going to raise them for them. And then eventually, by the time they're 6 and 7 years old, they're shoplifting in the Chinese supermarket. By the time they're 10, they're handling some illegal gun. And by the time they're 13, they want to go and rob 2 Chinese or 2 elderly people. Sterilize them. If they make 1 child, tell them, listen, for the next 10 years, you can't make any more. It's against the law. So give them the sterilization medicine. Then it's better for them. They can fuck free. They ain't got to worry about pregnancy. Only AIDS. Or whatever other disease that they carry. I'm saying it like it is. Because it's a matter of fact. You walk around any ghetto in Guyana, anywhere. Who do you see liming at the shops? During school hours, who do you see on the streets? Indian kids, Amerindian kids, Chinese kids, white kids? No. Black people. Any ghetto. As a matter of fact, you don't have to worry where the ghettos are. You don't need a GPS. You don't need Google Maps. Just jump in your car and you drive any public road. You will know you're hitting or approaching a black neighborhood just by the sceneries. You'll know, okay, black people are living here. Why would you know that? And how, rather? How would you know that? The public roads are nasty, a lot of garbage everywhere, a lot of bush everywhere, dilapidated houses, people liming on the streets, all over the road. You can't even drive free. Then you know, okay, this is the nigger neighborhood. When you approach an Indian neighborhood, you just want to stop. Just want to stop. Get out your car, take your money out, and count it on the road. That's how safe you feel. That's how comfortable you are. Because in your mind, ain't no way thugs are living in these neighborhoods. Because these neighborhoods are too clean, too advanced, beautiful to watch. People aren't walking all over the streets. You don't see kids on the roads. And after 6, the houses are closed. Everybody in their house. Not a black neighborhood. A black neighborhood after 6, that's when to them, that's when the sun rises. That's when they come out to play. After 6. Children and adults. That's the reality. And instead of them trying to put systems in place, which they never did, to make an impact, a positive impact, to get rid of all of that stigma and negativity that they continue to carry, they're blaming other people for their problems. Crime, homosexuality, lesbianism, diseases are prevalent. These are things that you can expect to see in the ghetto. You can expect to see that. Why? Because the black people continue to live under a curse. Under a curse. And they think they can go to church on Sundays or Saturdays dressed with some cheap clothing and put some $200 Ghana dollars in the basket and all is forgiven. But they go back to the same low life for years. Nothing changes. Curse. Their children are robbing, killed, in jail. Their daughters are experiencing early pregnancy, tattoos over their body, piercing every way, prostitution, 5, 6 different, 10, 12 baby daddies. That's the normal. And you blame that on the government. Now, the government has to create a budget to accommodate that. The budget has to reflect that, because then you hear from the PNC, and now we have this new opposition leader, Tabitha Haley. Fuck Ajruddin. Tabitha Haley is the new opposition leader. She is. She is. Yes. You hear from her and her daddy, her racist daddy. Yeah, you see, the PPP don't like black people. All these programs that they have is geared to the friends of family. That's what you get. So yes, the 2026 budget, I have not covered much. I'll try every day to give a piece until it gets to the parliament. But this is what the blacks need to understand. Increase old age pension because we care, cash grant for families, and public assistance. The people who get or apply for more public assistance are black people. You think I'm saying this because I don't like black people? I love black people. I am a lover of people. I hate the actions. I hate the actions. But if you think I'm wrong, just get the data, statistics, look at the evidence. Look at the evidence. These are information that would be publicly available. The Because We Care cash grant, the pensions, the public assistance. Who are the people that are benefiting the most? The information is there. Ain't no secret about that. The social programs of Guyana, and this is why the American government, Donald Trump, says, ban all these countries, these 75 countries, ban them, because they're sucking the system. Social program, they are leeching the system. They are parasite to the system. Who they? Black people. Yes. So even the Americans know that. You think you need a scientist to tell you that Guyana is the same thing? It's the same thing in Guyana. They don't pay taxes, but they benefit the most. House lots, they get the most. Cash grants, they get the most. And the other races, like the Indo-Guyanese, what do they get? I hope the budget reflects programs that helps the Indian community. But then that will be technical too, because who represents the Indians? Who? What organization in Guyana targets Indo-Guyanese? Which? Are there any? But the black people, they have like 50. African this, African that, Agda this, African that. They have like 50. And all of them get grants from the government. All of them. But yet, the blacks that they claim to represent don't get anything. They take it and they enrich themselves. That's what they do. So which Indian organization do they have in Guyana that can mirror or compete with the many black organizations that Guyana has? Which? You can't even name one, because Indo-Guyanese don't have organization to represent them. They don't have any. They're hoping that the PPP is the organization that can look out for the interests of the Indo-Guyanese. But the PPP don't do that. They look out for the interests for all Guyanese, mostly the black people. Mostly. And that's a fact. Nobody helps the Indo-Guyanese, the Indians. Who helps the Indians? You tell me. I'm challenging that. Who helps the Indians? Nobody. But everybody helps the black man. And what do they get in return for that? More crime, more robbery, more pretense, more lies, more opposition. That's what they get. That should stop. Indo-Guyanese, stop being Mr. Nice Guy and demand of your government. Say, hey, whether they want to say you are racial or not, look at us for a change. Look at us for a change. And let me just put this one in quick. Because of my position in what I do, I also don't get support from the PPP, but the PPP support a lot of black people. Online, a lot of black platforms get support, sponsorship from the PPP or from the government. They don't support me. I'm too racial. Oh, I can't associate with Dr. Prasad because it's not good for our image. It's not good for politics. Yeah, but they can support. There are other black platforms that are pushing propaganda for the PNC. So either way, that's my point. Nobody looks out for the members of the PPP. Nobody does. Are you telling me about friends and family? The only friends and family for the PPP are the black people. They're the friends and family because they're the ones benefiting. Look at the budget. You be the judge. You be the judge. And tell me where I've gone wrong. I'm just speaking the facts as I see it. As I see it, I'm stating the facts. Look at the ministers in the PPP's cabinet, in Ali's cabinet. Junior and senior ministers. Look how many are black. Look at the history of those people in the party and how they supported that party. Check the facts. Do your groundwork. Do your groundwork. And they push aside a lot of Indo-Guyanese who has the capacity to do better in those positions. Because of what? They want to look good. They say, well, we're a party of the people. And yeah, which people? Which people? Look, it is what it is. All right. So whether I say nice things of the PPP or I say what I say, they don't support me anyway. So I might as well just say what I have to say and whatever. And whatever. But like I said, I'm going to go in more details with the budget in the coming shows until they have this parliamentary stuff resolved and have this woman sworn in as the opposition leader, Tabitha. And in the meantime, I think they might give Ashruddin a smartphone at the federal prison so he can stream it online and see how his successor is performing. Then he can be there to cry and say, I know I couldn't trust these Negroes. I know I couldn't trust these Negroes. So many people have been telling me, don't trust black people. Don't trust black people. You should have gone back and begged the PPP and say, hey, forgive me, Ali, please forgive me. Lord Ali, forgive me, please. Too late. You fucking idiot. Too late. Anyway, subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. I want to see more likes. I just see 45 there. It should be more. I mean, come on, man. It doesn't take anything from you to just like the live. Nobody knows it's you. If you're one of the people who don't want to associate, because if somebody sees, if you comment on somebody say, oh my gosh, look, he's saying something nice about Dr. Prasad, maybe he's racist too. If that's why you don't want to comment, you don't want to share the program because people will judge you, thinking that you're supporting me and you're bad because I am bad, whatever it is, then you're a hypocrite. Nobody will know who you are if you click like, if you like the video, nobody will know. All right, just subscribe to the channel. share the channel, share the live, and tell me what you like about your country, what you like about Guyana. That's what I want to know. Just that's it. See, I'm not asking for donations. I'm not. Because the more you ask, people don't send. So I stop asking. Let them blacks on the PNC and the Paul Slow guy and all these other David Hines, let them ask. They beg every day. So let them beg. Black people are supporting them. Good for them. Good for them. Bravo. God supports me. And the good citizens who are pure at heart, they do that. But like the channel, share, and subscribe. Until next time. Goodbye.